Hello everyone and welcome back to my kitchen. Today I am making a variety of things. A couple of pies for Thanksgiving, a couple of sides, and let's see, what else are we doing? Some frog eye salad. I think you guys will like that. So I'm just going to get started and we are going to do our pecan pie. And where are my eggs? Okay. You're going to want to put 2 eggs in a bowl, and you're going to want to whisk them up. Okay, after that, you're going to want to put in a teaspoon of vanilla. Usually calls for real vanilla, but all I have is imitation, so we just have to improvise. Okay, I'm going to mix that up. I'm going to put in some Karo syrup, a half a cup. Oh my goodness, let's get a half a cup going. Alrighty, this is a full cup, but we're just going to do half. Alrighty. Now I'm trying to mix all the wet ingredients first, and then I'm going to put in the dry ingredients. Okay, and then I've got a half a stick of butter, melted. Let's put that in. Kind of whisk it all up together. Okay, now I'm going to put in 1 tablespoon of flour. Mix that up. A half a cup of sugar. Got a few little chunks in there from the butter. It wasn't quite melted all the way, but that'll be okay. Alright, and then just a little bit of salt, not even an eighth, just a little dash. That's all we're going to do. Okay, mix this all up really good. And I have a frozen pie shell here that we're going to put it in. First, you got to do the pecans. And usually probably about a cup and a half is what I like to put in. There's a cup. Kind of sticky in there. Okay. And I think we're going to do just about another cup and a half of pecans is what we're doing. Okay. And whoo. Get out of there. I hope you guys are all having a good day, making all your Thanksgiving favorites for tomorrow. I know I've been looking forward to it. And usually every year I just cook like a small ham or a small turkey for me and my husband. So we have everything here at home because we usually either go to like my mom's or my sister's. This year they're having it at my brother's house, so I think we'll probably be going over there. So yeah. Okay, so we got that all mixed up, and this was a frozen pie shell. This is a deep dish. I'm thinking probably about 9 inches. Okay, so we're going to pour all our ingredients into our pie pan. And you're going to want to put your oven on 450 degrees for only 10 minutes is how long you're going to cook this in your oven. 10 minutes, turn it down to 350 for about another 30 minutes. So I'm going to put my stove on 450. Oh, I love my stove. I just love it. So awesome. For a while there, the first couple of times that we lit it, we had to hold the button down in there. And then it said it would just start lighting on its own. But I had to do that probably about 3 times before it started lighting on its own. That's the only problem that I've had with it, other than having to replace a few things with it. But yeah, I just love my stove. Okay. Put that stuff over here. I might need this for my pumpkin pie. Okay, so we've got that, and I'm going to put it in the oven as soon as my stove gets up to 450. 10 minutes, turn it down to 350 for another 30, maybe 35 minutes. Keep your eye on it. So, and we will be right back. Hello everyone, I am back, and our pecan pie is still in the oven for about 10 more minutes. I put some potatoes on to boil. I'm going to make a real easy potato salad. So I just peeled about 5 potatoes and cut them into like small bite-sized pieces for our potato salad. So right now is what I'm going to do, since I still have the oven on. We're going to make our pumpkin pie. So I'm going to grab a can of pumpkin. And this is, 15 ounces. Okay, alrighty. And then to that, we are going to add 3 eggs. I'm just going to mix this all up together. Okay. And then to that, we are going to add 1 can of, a 14-ounce can of the sweetened condensed milk. It's coming out a lot faster than I thought it would. Okay. Ooh. You know, it just don't seem like Thanksgiving unless you make a pumpkin pie, right? For sure. And if anybody has any tips or tricks that they do for making their pumpkin pie or homemade pumpkin pie, let me know in the comments. It really, I'm really interested in what people put in their food and, how it makes it taste and all that good stuff. Okay, so, and also, oh my gosh, don't forget this. The vanilla. We want a teaspoon of vanilla in there also. Oh, half a teaspoon. Okay. There we go. I'm going to mix this all up now. Okay, and it also calls for cinnamon, but all I have here is some cinnamon sugar, so we're gonna improvise. Yes, yes, have to improvise. Okay, and so I'm gonna do a fourth of a, no, we're gonna do a half of a teaspoon of all the dry ingredients here. And so if you don't have cinnamon and you have cinnamon sugar, I think that's just as good. So we're gonna do a half a teaspoon of the cinnamon, a half a teaspoon of the ground ginger. Now, actually, I think I'm gonna go down to an eighth on the ginger because we don't want too much ginger in there. So we're only gonna do an eighth of a teaspoon on the ginger. Okay, and then to that, ground cloves. I'm gonna do a half a teaspoon. Maybe just a little bit less than a half of a teaspoon, because cloves are also very, very, the flavor is very, very bold. So, you know what? I think I'm only gonna do an eighth for everything because that's just way too much bold flavor there. So, I mean, we want to make it good, but we don't want to ruin it, right? Okay. And also I have some ground allspice that we're going to do an eighth of a teaspoon. So let's just say an eighth of a teaspoon of everything in here. Okay. And that was the ground allspice. Now we're going to mix that all in. And also, I have some sugar here. And 1 cup of sugar is what we're putting in this also. So we're going to go ahead and put that in. Mix that up. I should have just got my blender out. A lot easier on me. Sounds like our garbage men are outside picking up our garbage. Usually right around holidays, they usually don't come until a couple of days after. So, okay, so we got this all mixed up, and I'm going to pour it into our deep dish pie shell here. And this was frozen, but it has thawed, but I think that'll be okay. And you're going to want to put this in a, I believe it's 400 degrees. Let's see, 450 degrees for 10 minutes. Pretty much almost like the pecan pie. So 450 degrees for 10 minutes, and then you're going to knock it back down to 350 for 1 hour. Okay. Alrighty. So we got all that. We're going to pour it into our pie shell. This will go all the way up to the top. There we go. Oh my goodness. Woo! Yeah. All the way. Just a little bit more in there, but we don't want it to drip out. So, okay. I'm going to turn my potatoes down here. We're going to test them. Take a fork and test them to see. You don't want them mushy. You still want them to have just a little bit of a give to them when you poke them with the fork, because we don't want them mashed. So, okay, them potatoes are done. We're going to get them in here and rinse them off. Alrighty. Up there on that one side. these cooled off because we're going to make a yummy, yummy potato salad with this. Oh my goodness. These were hot. Okay. Now we're going to go ahead and take out the pecan pie. Should be ready. Yes. Okay. Ooh, yum, yum, yum. Oh my goodness. It looks so, so good. What do you guys think about that? Oh my gosh. Okay, we are going to put it on this back burner here to cool. Alrighty. And we are going to put our pumpkin pie in. Okay, I've got a flat pan here just in case it drips. Okay, oh my goodness. Yeah. Ooh. If I can grab it without it. Oh my gosh. Ooh. Yeah. Poured out just a little bit. I should have put the pie shell in the oven first and then put all the ingredients in. Okay. Oh yeah, we don't want that to drip any more than it has. Okay. And I usually put that in the middle of my rack, my oven. Okay, I spilled some on the floor, of course. Okay. Alrighty. Oh my goodness sake, yeah. That's just me making messes though. Seems like every time I cook, I make a mess. Alright. Get these potatoes cooled off a little bit. And this is a really yummy recipe for potato salad. It's really fast, easy. Just a couple ingredients. Okay. Oh my goodness. Love to make messes. How do I make that mess? Anyways, okay, so let's get on with it. So now I am going to do my potato salad. Okay, so I have my potatoes here, and as you can see, it's bite-sized chunks or so, 5 of them, and I peeled them and boiled them for about 10 minutes or so. So we're just going to put in, I've got a couple of pickles here that I chopped up, dill pickles, and it's probably about a half a cup or so. And then also we are going to put in some mayo, probably, I don't know, half a cup, maybe a cup, half a cup, let's see. Usually put, well, for 5 potatoes, probably about a half a cup, maybe a little more. And then also to that, I'm going to add a little bit of half and half, probably about, gosh, not even 1/4 of a cup, just a couple of tablespoons. Usually I don't measure anything out, but I would say probably 2 tablespoons for this. Okay, and then also take your pickle juice, and we are going to put a couple of tablespoons of pickle juice. Yep. And for those of you who don't like pickles, I don't know, I'm sorry. You can put anything else you want in it. Okay. And then to that, we're going to add some meat tenderizer. And just going to sprinkle it on here, probably about a half a teaspoon or so. And then is what I like to do is I will take a potato masher and I come in and I start mixing it a little bit. I do smash a little bit of the potatoes just so it gets that creamy texture to it. And not a lot, you know. And when you go to mash them with one of these, they don't really mash it like all the way down. So, yeah. And it, like I said, it gives it that texture of kind of like a smooth texture a little bit with the the potatoes being mashed. I'll show you here in a minute. Okay. See, now when you're smashing, it puts the chunks down a little smaller. But like I said, you don't want smashed potatoes. You just want to do it a little bit. Okay. Now we're going to mix that up. Bring all that stuff up from the bottom. There we go. Mix that up a little bit. I'm going to put in a little bit of pepper. And you don't really need any salt because you put the meat tenderizer in it. Okay, so we're just going to mix this up. And it's pretty well done. I usually take a little bit more meat tenderizer for garnishment on the top. And then wrap it up. Put it in my fridge. And this will be yummy for tomorrow. And we've got to taste it, of course. I know it's good. If you guys like pickles, you will love this potato salad. It's great. Out of this world. Very, very good. Yep. Like I said, simple, easy, and it's good. You know, I don't put any eggs or onions or anything like that in it. A lot of people like eggs and onions, but I'm one of those who don't like onions. So that's why I came up with this version here of potato salad. But yeah, it's really, really good. And not too many ingredients. I mean, you can go ahead and make it without pickles if you don't like pickles, but maybe just put a few other things in it that you do like. Maybe celery, maybe some cheese, you know, like I said, onions, eggs, whatever you want. And so our potato salad is done, and it's going into the fridge. Okay, and our pumpkin pie, still in the oven. We have it on 350. Alrighty. Okay, now, next thing is up. We are going to make, oh my gosh, our frog eye salad. And oh my gosh, I remember my mother-in-law when I was married to my ex-husband. My mother-in-law used to make this every year for like Thanksgiving and Christmas, and every time we did any kind of get-togethers and 4th of July, stuff like that. And oh, I just loved it. I loved it. So um, I'm going to start off, and is what you're going to want is, now this is a, oh gosh, it's like a pasta. I really can't even read. I really don't know how to pronounce the name of it, but this is what I use, and it comes in this small package. And just go off the directions on the package, and you're going to want to boil it for, I believe, about 10 or 15 minutes. Let's see. Let's see, for al dente. Oh no, not even 10 minutes. This is 2 to 3 minutes. It's been so long since I made this. It's been a couple of years. So yeah, 2 to 3 minutes prior to the end of pasta cook time. Take a bite to be sure. Okay, let's see. Oh my gosh. Doesn't really say how long to cook it. It says just 2 to 3 minutes before it's al dente. Maybe it does take about 15 minutes, but it don't really say. Oh my gosh, let's see. Dente moment, 2 to 3 minutes prior to the end of pasta cook time. Oh my gosh. But you know what? It don't have a cook time on here. So we're just going to put it in some boiling water. Now for this whole package, it says to use 5 quarts of water. So, and I'm only going to use about half this bag. So we're only going to do about 2.5, 3 quarts of water for this. And I'm going to get everything set up. I'll be right back. Okay, so I am back, and we're starting on the frog eye salad. And I did find a cooking time on this pasta, 9 to 10 minutes or so. So it's actually been 7 minutes. I just checked it, and it's still going to need about another 3 minutes. So when that gets done, I'm actually probably just going to shut it off and let it sit there for a few minutes. And we are going to start off with the ingredients for our frog eye salad. And right here I have 1 1/4 cups of a mixture of pineapple and mandarin oranges, the juice. So we're going to pour this into our pan. We're going to add 1 egg. And we are going to add a 1/2 cup of sugar. Let's see. Get a whisk out, and we're going to whisk this up. Oh, and this is so good. If you guys have never had frog eye salad, you definitely need to make some, try it. You know, a lot of recipes out there call for a lot of different stuff that goes into this, but this is how I do it. So, okay, so we're going to put this on the stove, about medium heat or so. Come on up. Oh. And for some reason, sometimes this don't want to light for me. I'm not quite sure why. So we are going to put this down to simmer. And I am going to sit here and whisk this, because you're going to want to whisk it constantly. And like I said, maybe medium-low heat a little bit until it comes up. And you don't want it to get to a boil, just barely right to where it gets to a boil. And then you're going to want to shut it off. So you're going to want to constantly whisk this, and it's going to take probably about 5 minutes. So I will be right back. There we go. Oh, I'll be right back. Okay, my goodness. Where is my mind today? I have no idea. Okay, so also 1 teaspoon of cornstarch you are going to want to put into this mix here that we've got. And the cornstarch is just going to thicken it up just a little bit. So we're 1 teaspoon of cornstarch. And so we're going to put that in. Going to whisk it up really good. And like I said, you don't want to boil this because you don't want to cook your egg. So I have it on about medium-low heat. It's going to take about 5 minutes or so. Okay, I am back once again. Alrighty, so now I've got our mixture here. And I sat and I whisked it up until it reached almost boiling. And then I shut it off and I cooled it off. Oh, excuse me. So I cooled it off. I just put the pan in a bowl of cold water and sat and whisked it up a little bit more while it was cooling. And it's not quite cooled, but almost. So that's good enough. Okay, so I've got our pasta here, a little bit more than half a bag, and I cooked it to al dente, about 9 minutes or so, took it off, rinsed it, and in cold water. So now we're going to put all this juice in, we're going to pour it over, and we are going to mix it up. Let's see. Oh yeah, yummy, yummy. And then we are also going to add, I have pineapple and some mandarin oranges in here. And that's from 1 can of pineapple and a small can of the mandarin oranges. So we're going to pour all this in here. And we are going to mix it up. And when you put this in the fridge, it's going to cool off even more. It's going to get thicker. And is what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to put this into your fridge for probably, I'm going to say at least 8 to 10 hours, maybe even overnight if you can. Because we want this to all thicken up, and after it is thickened up, we are going to add whipped cream to it after we pull it out of the fridge, and it should be nice and good. Oh yeah, yummy. Okay. And I am going to taste it a little bit. I know it's not done yet, but I am going to taste a little bit. That is going to be so yummy. Yes. Okay. I'm going to put this in the fridge, and we're going to go on with the next yummy recipe. Okay, I am back, and with our next recipe, I am doing a fruit salad. And so right here I have 2 cans of mixed fruit. So we're just going to pour that in. And these were 14.5 ounce cans of mixed fruit. And then to that we are going to pour in a 15 ounce can of cherry pie filling. Yes, cherry pie filling. And this makes it so good. Yes, and this is my twist that I put on my fruit salad. Okay, so we got that. We're going to stir this up together. Ooh, and the cherry pie filling, it just makes it so much better. Makes it so good. Okay. Mix that up pretty good. And then to that, we are going to add about 1.5 cups or so of coconut. Ready? Yeah, that was about a cup, maybe a cup and a half. Depending on how much you want to make, you know, you can double this recipe or even lower it, you know, for say if it's just 1 or 2 people. Alrighty. And then after that, we are going to add a banana. Chop it up and put in here. This is a really fast, cheap, easy, well, maybe not cheap, but easy recipe for a fruit salad. Okay, we're going to cut this up. And I usually just cut my bananas in half and then slice them up. Into small little bite-sized pieces here. That's usually just 1 banana, but like I said, you can double this recipe. And I guarantee you everybody will love this, especially with the pie filling and the bananas. And you can also, last year I think I used, I believe it was blueberry or blackberry pie filling for this. And oh my gosh, it turned out so good. So you can use different variations of the pie filling, just whatever to your liking. And actually, I think the apple pie filling would be really, really good in this, because a lot of people will put apples in their fruit salad. But if you go ahead and just get a can of apple pie filling, oh my gosh, yeah, delicious, right? Okay, and then to that we're going to add some little marshmallows. I like getting the colored ones because they just make it so festive looking. And looks very, very inviting. And let me tell you what, it is very good, you guys. This is so, so good. Yummy. Yes, yes, yes. Like I said, these small colored marshmallows really add flavor and color to it. Okay, and then to that we are going to add some Cool Whip. I took this out of the freezer a little while ago. It's still kind of frozen a little bit in the middle. So we're going to want, oh, I don't know, half cup, maybe a cup or so of the Cool Whip. I'm going to mix this in, probably a cup or so, I would say, at least for this much. And if you think it needs more, add more to it. Yeah, definitely. Like I said, I think the next time I do make this, I am going to try it with the apple pie filling. Okay, you know, and then after you get it all mixed up, oh my gosh, it's done. It is just totally done. Okay. Here we go. Oh my gosh. Smells so good too. Very, very good. Okay. And it is done. Look at that, you guys. And I gotta taste it. Oh my gosh. And I know it's gonna be good. Oh my gosh. Totally out of this world. Guys have to try this. Definitely. Easy. Not too much to make. Throw it in the fridge for a couple hours before you serve it, or take it to your Thanksgiving or your parties or whatever. I guarantee there will not be anything left when you're done. Okay, so I am going to take my pumpkin pie out of the oven. I believe it's done. And it is little brown, but, and actually, you know, I think I'm going to actually keep it in here. I don't know if you guys can see that or not. Once it starts cooling off, it flattens out, but it is done. And I'll have to maybe take a picture of it after it cools off and everything. But there's my pumpkin pie. And I might be putting out another video maybe later on today because I still have a few other sides that I'm going to be making. So maybe even in the morning or later on tonight when I take the frog eye salad out, I'll do another video and show everybody how everything turned out. So, and this is, here's the pecan pie. Turned out looking really, really good. Oh yes, yum, yum, yum. Okay, and like I said, I'll probably be back with another video to make a couple of more sides for Thanksgiving. So this is the end of my video, and if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do, and hit that thumbs up button for me because it helps me out, and ring that bell so you guys get all my notifications. You all have a wonderful day.